Welcome back to Millers in Motion. If it's your first time here, my name is Ryan, my better half is Lauren, and together we are traveling the country slowly but surely in our fifth wheel that we also live in full time. If it's your first time here and you like the content you're seeing, please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to us, as well as hit that like button and leave a comment below asking any questions that we can possibly answer, because our motto is we want to experience more, and in doing that we want to create a community that pulls people out of their comfort zone and they get to experience and do more fun things. So what's on tap for today? A lot of different stuff. So a while back we asked on our Instagram account if you had any questions for us from the RV world, travel life, just literally anything, kind of an open book scenario. So we're going to take you throughout the day, answer those questions. Also on tap for today, as we're going around answering those questions, we have some RV maintenance stuff we have to do, as well as it's actually the 4th of July, so happy Independence Day to everybody out there. A little late. So first up on the RV maintenance, we're going to put some water in our lead acid batteries because it's about 6 months in and I'm not sure where the levels are at. Let's get to that. All right, there we go. One task done. Water in the lead acid batteries. Make sure you do that. Your batteries will destroy themselves slowly if you don't do that every so often. And our first question is, are we still going to travel by air? Well, the short answer to that is yes we are. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but obviously with the RV, we'd rather take the home, but I still do work in travel as well and have some golf things I have to attend to, so I will have to fly. As a default, first is going to be, how can we take the rig? Then second is, okay, if I can't do that, then what's the air travel hotel situation look like? We started this channel as a travel channel, not necessarily an RV channel, but obviously the fifth wheel is a big part of our lives. It's our home now. But first and foremost, we have a passion for travel. At the moment, that is traveling in our Grand Design Solitude 390 RK. So we actually do have some flights scheduled at the moment, and so we will be taking you via airplane to some other places. But for now, we default right here. All right, well, Lauren just made it back home after her ride today, so we're gonna jump in the truck real fast because we gotta run over to the horse trailer storage and grab some stuff for her real quick. And in the way over there, we're gonna go through another question.
There we go.
So the next question from Instagram was, what is the next horse show we're gonna go to? So it's probably better you answer that one.
I'll take that one. So we are already registered to do Santa Fe. They have a series in August and we're going for a week of that. But for the rest of the year, we don't really have a whole lot of plan yet. Horse show people sometimes don't plan very far in advance, and that's kind of the way we roll. I don't even know what shows the barn is doing after August. So that's it for the year that I know of. But kind of on the bucket list, we want to spend some time in Florida, maybe the Colorado Horse Park, and even Tryon in North Carolina. So we'll see what all of that we can make come to fruition over the next few months.
So now that we're at the horse trailer, and it's hot, by the way, here in Texas right now, the next question we have is, are we ever going to actually travel 100% of the time? If you're new to the channel, we do live in our fifth wheel full time, but for the most part we stay stationary here in Fort Worth, Texas, and then we hub out and go on trips all of the time.
Great.
So
go ahead.
The intent is to definitely travel 100% of the time.
Yeah.
When we are able to.
We would love to, absolutely. And I think a lot of what you do would get us on the road faster. Unfortunately, my job does still kind of hold us here a little bit. Part of being a PA, physician assistant, is that my license is only good in Texas. And so that is a little bit of a hiccup. It's not like the traveling nurses or traveling doctors where they can have a broader scope. So if we can get that small kink worked out, you bet.
With that being said, if you have not subscribed to the channel, doing that would help us out greatly to turn this into a little bit of a business and do other things so that we could get out on the road full time.
And take you with us.
And I'm going to the air conditioning because it's hot. All right, now that we're in the air conditioning and I can focus without sweat running everywhere. No? So the next question is, how long do we think that the dogs will growl at each other? constantly, all the time. Now, how long do we think we will full-time RV as Bailey runs through me?
It's dinner time.
I
think that's up in the air. You know, it's we didn't really know when we moved into the house that was going to be a 10-year gig, and I think the same goes for this.
Correct.
We don't know if it's, a year, 5 years, or forever.
Yeah, we could hit our limit in literally a week. We can never look back. Who knows? Maybe we'll buy a boat.
I don't want a boat. But I think that's the beauty of this, is that we do take it in stride.
Yes.
There is a lot we want to see and do and experience.
Maybe more of it.
Maybe more. Experience more. So I think that's the cool thing, is we'll do it till we're done.
Yeah. Sorry for the open-ended answer, Jamie. All right. While we're out on our little afternoon walk with the pups to get them some water and a little bit of a break, one of the questions we got was, and this is open for a little bit of interpretation, but it was asked in this way: how is it with the 2 humans and the 3 dogs in the rig? I'm guessing you mean, how is it as far as claustrophobia, space? Do we tolerate everybody and everything, all that?
And the hair everywhere.
Yeah, it has its days. For the most part, it's fine most of the time.
No, it really is, and I think the same would go for the house.
Yeah.
There are still times where it gets a little bit much.
Yep. The hair is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, having 3 dogs that shed very heavily kind of takes its toll.
But outside of that, it actually has been very enjoyable.
It has.
Having them with us, and I think they're getting more exercise than they ever did at the house.
I think it's been a lot better for them than we ever thought it would be.
And we're back to sweating again, but we're also almost back to the rig, because there it is right there. So we're gonna go inside, mainly because the dogs are pulling us everywhere.
All right, next up is, why did we pick a 5th wheel? And I guess the short answer is that it's the one that met our needs the best.
It's the biggest.
It met our needs as far as the dogs go, as far as space that we needed, amenities that we needed. Klondike probably would have preferred the travel trailer, as it had less steps, but that just didn't quite pan out for him. But we needed the washer and dryer, we needed closet space, the kitchen space, and we needed the underbelly storage. So there were a lot of things that we needed as far as functionality goes. And then on the inside, we needed a place to sit and work, place for the dogs. Apparently needed their own couch. We didn't know that until we got moved in. So ultimately, it just met our needs the best. We haven't ruled anything out, and we did look at a bunch of other ones, and so in the future you may see us in something different, but right now we are super happy with the route that we went.
All right, well, after dinner I got tired. So we're plopping, so we're getting lazy version of Ryan for a little bit, but we have a few questions left, so we're going to power through a few of them here pretty quick. Do we get to ever meet up with any other RV YouTubers? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of the most fun things.
Yeah, it's different walking around with a huge camera on the end of a stick with a fuzzy microphone thingy on top. So it's way more difficult than anybody will ever say it is. Mm-hmm. I think between shooting in public with you, and then the editing process and keeping up with social media and keeping the website up to date and
creative process, how we want it all to look for you,
right.
The ideas behind it, everything.
So because of that, there's not a lot of people that get that and understand it. So when we get a chance to meet up with other RV YouTubers, it allows us to kind of let that creative juices flow a little bit different. Yeah. That's a weird way of saying it, but and so yes, and we actually have a unique meetup that we did with at the Tampa show last year, and how we bought our rig, and we'll go into more detail that. We actually want to put a buying guide together at some point, and we'll talk about how we bought our rig and where we were sitting at the time we actually pulled the trigger on it. From Tampa, we bought it while we were in Tampa at a meetup from Texas. All right, we have made it down to the dog park. It's kind of the very end of the day.
Yep.
We're both a little pooped. But we have one last question left, and it is, what is on our RV bucket list?
Well, this is a fun one, because this is essentially why we got into this. So yep. What about you? You start first.
The problem is it's a very long list, so I'm going to lump all the national parks together.
Okay.
All of them.
All of them.
There's some we probably won't hit anytime soon, but it's to start listing them all out would take forever. So
It
just
would.
if it's a national park, I pretty much want to do it.
Yeah.
You go.
I can't say all of the national parks, but like Glacier, Yellowstone, I want to see the sequoias and the redwoods, those sorts of things.
Right.
I want to do Lake Tahoe. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Grand Canyon. Yeah. Not quite all of them, but most of them.
Right. There's things that we definitely want to do. We want to experience the Tampa RV show for you guys, but with the rig and boondocking.
Yeah.
Maybe boondocking. And I think our bucket list, like, are we talking RV only, or are we talking just bucket list in general? Because, I still want to take you down to Mexico. We do have some things kind of working on that side from what I do for a living. So, yeah, there's a lot. I mean,
there's parts of Canada we'd like to see.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even include overseas.
So my biggest of all bucket list would probably be Alaska.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Again, we did Alaska on a cruise.
Right, but RV Alaska.
Yeah.
And I don't know that our rig and truck at the moment
Yeah.
will support that, but it is on the RV bucket list, and maybe
Yeah.
one day we'll get something that can actually do Alaska and not just fall apart on us.
Hawaii's on mine, and our rig and stuff definitely doesn't go there.
Nope. All right, so that's our video for the week. We're hoping to bring you more adventure stuff here very, very soon.
Yeah.
Again, if it's your first time here, we would appreciate it if you subscribed and joined us every week, specifically Sunday at 5, for our craziness that is what we do. Other than that, thank you to everybody that submitted a question. If if we didn't answer your question, or you have another question for us, just leave in the comments below, and we will do our best to answer that in a very timely manner.
It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
Yeah, it was different. So with all that being said, we will see you next Sunday at 5 as always.
Bye, Mom.